and I'm now working on my YouTube channel, upload whatever I experience, learn, and share on this my YouTube channel. And this YouTube channel is also link is available here. My primary focus is supply chain. I'm doing trainings. I'm a technical consultant, functional consultant, financials, and primary focus Power BI platform. For Power Platform is Power BI. So I'm currently working in Dubai, but I am Pakistan based. So what you learn about to learn इस सेशन के अंदर आप क्या सीखोगे या what I am going to share first is why and why and how Power BI, a very brief introduction definitely. Then I will share you okay, what comes with the D365 for finance and operation, and try my best to share at least two dashboards that comes with D365 for finance and operations. Then will I go for how to connect with D365 for finance and operations, कौन से options, what are options are available, entity store, OData feeds, Excel add-on, something, all those things. And then I go for QA, a question answer session. So possible some questions too, I will answer all those questions. So this is the agenda where I'm share you. So first question is, what is Power BI? So as per my understanding, Power BI is a suite of business analytics tools, a group of suite of applications as well as services that help us to help end user to, just a minute, where goes my that help end user to produce a stunning or good Power BI dashboards. So if you search on Google Magic Quadrant analytics and business intelligence, so you found this dashboard, this screen, this you found this quadrant, and it shows that Microsoft Power BI is among the leaders. So this picture, this diagram, or this quadrant is shared by Gartner. And who are Gartners? Gartners basically एक advisory firm है that helps IT consultant, managers, supply chain, whatever those guys who are responsible for taking decisions, they give them a guideline. So how they make it? They have some feedback from IT consultants, managers, supply chain, who are the responsible. They query them to get some feedback from there, and from there they are making these reports, and these reports are basically are used for, just a minute, these reports are basically used for the analysis how product works in a market and helps to different decision making object bodies to take decision that we have to use this product or not. So again, I'm asking again why we have a Power BI. So it according to Gartner, 20 to 50,000 organizations are using Power BI, and Fortune 500, 97% of Fortune 500 are using Power BI. Now data source, we talk about data sources. More than 350 data sources available in Power BI, and if you want to connect with any type of, almost any type of data source, the connector is available in Power BI. आप किसी का नाम लें, if you take name of data source, that is functionality is already available, so you connect with data source and fetch data with no time. Then it's so simple, that it said that if you have expertise in Excel, then you can make stunning dashboards and reports based on in Power BI. And more interestingly and more powerful features, that you are either you have to ship, agar aap ek report banate ho PBX file, then you can share that file to, directly to anyone if you don't want to publish it. Or if you publish it, then without no effort, it's available on laptop, it's available on tab, it's available on mobile. Without any efforts, it will be available to any type of device that can be accessed. So that is the most enhanced feature. Then it's a part of, already if you're familiar with Excel or Microsoft Office, then its interface is very comfortable. Most of the users are comfortable with, due to they are already working Excel, Word, or like these applications. Then it's a part of D365 suite of applications. It's a part of already embedded dashboards in it. So what are the components of Power BI? Majorly it says a three, but as per for our concern it's a two. One is Power BI desktop. I will share you when my screen and explore all those things. So Power BI desktop is a tool that will be going to install on your machine. It's available for creating data analysis and report creation. It has a powerful feature like query editor, and it's free, almost free. Up to 1 GB it's free. If you go for one more than 1 GB, then you have to go for a purchase pro version. Otherwise, if you have a data for 1 GB, it holds data for 1 GB and it's almost free. Then comes a Power BI service. Power BI service is a cloud version of Power BI, and we can edit report at some extent, not much detail, as in Power BI desktop, because it is lack of query editor. Major purpose for Power BI service is to share and distribute reports. This picture will give you a little more, you can say, experience about this picture will be share more detail about how Power BI works and how what is the possible architecture of it. Suppose I have a three data sources. One is in Excel, second is DB2, and third is SQL Server. So we consume these data sources into Power BI desktop and create reports. We perform transformations, we add remove columns, we merge data, and whatever the result we want to create, we create in Power BI, and then we make a visualizations, and these reports will be published onto the Power BI, and we publish it and it goes to powerbi.com, and from there you can access it on mobile, tablet, and desktop. So this is the simplest architecture, or you can say that this way the Power BI works. So if let me go for my desktop, I will share you in more detail. So this is the Power BI desktop. It has it has three screens. First screen is about where you is it called report designer, जहां पर आप different visualizations drop करते हो और उसको connect करते हो. You can connect with the different data sources and make a stunning visualization. And if you see, these are the list of, this is the canvas where you designed your report, and this is the visualizations. All those tools are available. From there you can drag any type of chart you can drag on this screen, and here is the field. You can see that these, if I select this field, this you can say this visualize view, then this is the calendar or fields which you can select any, it shows the fields that is dropped or connected with this screen. Then comes a query window, and query window is where then when you connect with the data, so data source and data fetch into the Power BI, and here data is held into the inside the Power BI, where you can transform any column. For example, some places date and times are coming and you did not require time, so you can transform it. And then some places there is digital digit value or real value, so you don't want digits or digits, so you can convert into whole and whole numbers. And similarly you can add and remove different types of calculations. For example, some calculated columns and some calculated measures. I will share you in upcoming slides what the difference between the calculated columns, as well as what is the difference between the measurement. So and then comes calendar, then comes model window. In model window we can even, one thing I missed, even we can create a custom tables with query in this query window. For example, if I go to this calendar, and here you can see I mentioned query, and at a result I got a custom table. So all those operations which required to transform a data, we have to do here in query window. And then comes model. So here we make a relationship between different tables. For example, parent-child relationship. In a simple word, if you are working as a layman, and if you are an IT consultant or have a background for IT or knowledge, then primary foreign key and primary key relationships you can define here. And this here, whatever relationship you define, this is the basics for creating a filters. For example, if I go here, you can see data is modified, shapes are changing with respect to where I select. So all those relationships, all those visualizations and changes are happened due to these relationship or primary key, second primary key or foreign key relationships between created between the tables. So this is the Power BI desktop, and now I'm going to share you what is the powerbi.com, which I already shared, where we deploy our dashboard and include or show our mobile or in our D365 for finance and operation. For example, if I go back and publish this report, and is asked me that where you want to publish. So I currently I'm working on a free account, and I connected my environment with the help of on-prem connector to the powerbi.com. If you want to learn, so you go to my YouTube channel. I shared recently that video I recorded during when I configuring that environment to cloud, with the help of on-prem connector to powerbi.com. So you can see when I select and save it, it show me that it's already there. Okay, it's already there. So I say replace it. So it show me that report is successfully deployed. And if I go to powerbi.com, this is the workspace and where this report is there. And here you can modify after. Usually what happened when we deploy any report to production server, powerbi.com, and then we connect it to a production server. So we have to change the data source, because during development we have connection with our local VM. So you can modify from here. And this is the powerbi.com, and from here let me show you how can I connect it with you can say manage gateway. And it is currently it is connected with my, you can see it is already connected with my local machine. So from, if I go to my D365 environment, and here I create a Power BI dashboard, custom my workspace, and here is option that I can download report, connect with that report into my Power BI, into my D365 environment. So this is the report I uploaded recently, and I check it, and if I save it, and after I'm going to refresh my workspace, it is there. And if I click on it, you can see that report is running from my D365 for finance and operation environment. Similar way, we can modify and upload these reports into the into the D365 for finance and operations. So I'm going back to my presentation. So before going into the depths, let me explain a few questions I already asked in a previous presentations, and very for terminologies that we have to use while working in the Power BI. So first of all, what is the difference between the dashboard and the report? So dashboard is used for, is a single screen that is used for higher management. It focuses on the different areas of a business in a single screen. For example, CFO hai or company owner hai, they want to just see what is the performance of sales, purchase, and what is the cost of production, but they don't want to go in the depth of how these things will be operate behind the scene. So at that screen, a single screen, there is no drill down, usually not a drill down, and no filters. They just open that screen and watch that what is the performance coming, and just refresh, and what is the performance coming for Y2D, yesterday, last year, current day, current year, current month, last month. So it's a single screen that's called dashboard. It's in then comes for a report. So report is basically for a middle management, and it has a drill down, it has a filters, and primarily focus on the specific area. For example, sales manager did not interested in purchases, they are only interested in the sales area of a business. For example, which route, what is the product sales, what is the comparison between the last year, and even they go to drill down, that want to see that which territory, which area has the most sale, and which areas did not have a specific sales or up to the mark, so they can take immediate actions to improve the sales area. So they are more than one pages, and they have the same visuals, they have the same text, same graphics, that create a single report. And then comes, for example, this is the example, and here he want to see different parameters and different filters, and on these filters these reports will be changed, and there will be on a multiple screen. Then comes a one question usually asked: what is the calculated columns and what is the measure? So calculated columns is a very simple, that if you have a custom table, you have a table into Power BI, so you want to calculate something per row level. For example, in a current example, I mentioned that if you have information of employee, that you have information of employee, and you want to calculate the experience of each employee, and you want to show on a report. So you required a calculated column based on the DAX function. For example, there's a date difference between joining date and today, as per year, it shows the experience, that each employee has its own experience in a raw level. But what about the measurements? The measurements is also calculated, and these are the base of aggregated level for more than one row. Suppose I want to check the sales department, sales margin of a specific territory, specific region, specific segment. So I create a DAX formula that is divided some sales gross margin, some, and then some by a sales measurement, and it is the based on the segment or a division or specific region or specific area. So calculated columns is based for each row, and but the measurement is based on the sum or calculations based on multiple rows. So this is the basic difference between the measurements and you can say you can say calculated column and measurements. So now what comes with the D365 for finance and operations? Microsoft provide more than 24 embedded dashboards into workspaces, and these 24 dashboards has 124 reports. My friends, all these dashboards are available on powerbi.com. You can download it, and then you can modify it and upload as per requirement. Original dashboards which are already embedded, you can modify little bit, but if you want to do extensive changes, then definitely you have to download from LCS. And any question? If you want to download, and then all dashboards are available on LCS and upload to powerbi.com. So I'm again for I have to show at least two dashboards that I recently uploaded. So first of all, the recruitment dashboard. So what are the recruitment? In D365 for finance and operation, there is a, for when they hiring a pupil, they create a recruitment project. And against recruitment projects, job is posted either in a look employee dashboard, employee portal, or uploaded into LinkedIn. And from there, they got applications, and from selection from these applicants, interview conduct, and finally some selected and some rejected. So for this, what Microsoft provided, I'm going to Power BI dashboards, and here is recruiting dashboards. As I'm working on a local VM, so I downloaded these dashboards, and all these dashboards are available. If you go on LCS and shared asset library, you found all these dashboards are available here. These are dashboards are available, and you can download it, modify it, and whatever you want, you can do these dashboards and then upload to the as per you show. I show you on the previous window. And if you have a local VM, you can modify. Most of the times we are working on a local hosted VMs that are not on a cloud. Then you have to use on-prem connector to connect with your VM, and then load these dashboards and modify them. So I already downloaded it and modified it. So, and I deploy these dashboards into my local VM, and I'm going to Power BI dashboards, and this is the recruitment dashboard. So first report is applicant analysis. So you can see applicants by job, 5 jobs I got against, there is no job detail, then consultants based on Contoso data. And for a consultant, we have 5 applicants. In machine operators, we have 4 applicants. Marketing executive, we have 2 applicants. And these are also shows if you have properly configured the data into your D365 for finance and operations, then data will be come as accurate as possible. And for example, they even have analysis for that from where the applicants come. For example, 14 applicants come from a web company, some magazine or some media, Daily Times they mention. Then it comes for no mention, no name is there, and weekly new 3 applicant, and from some recruiter it has 2. And from the geographical area, it's also mentioned that from where the applicants are coming. And then comes applicant statuses. It shows us that, for example, if you see a green, 4 are confirmed. If 4 comes from external applicant, and then 2 are confirmed from the employees, that comes with the some kind of reference for other employees, or applications are uploaded by employees. And 1 is rejected from employee, and here are 3 applicants are rejected. And then 15s are received but no interviewed, and 6 are interviewed. And all those applicant statuses are shown in this grid. And here you can see it comes from multiple legal entities. So if we go for applicant demographic, as per gender, as per level, educational level, and as statuses, then it shows that the one applicant comes from male, and they come for the you can say female is 1, and then male is 1. And then 45, and with the age of 45 to 55, 2 applicants are come. Under 25, 4 are females, and 17s are male. And similarly, if you see the education graph, it shows the bachelor, high school. 1 is bachelor, and 3 are interviewed from bachelor group, and 8 received but did not respond, and 1 is rejected. Similarly, for high school education, 2 are confirmed, 1 is employed, and 1 is interviewed, 1 is no received but no interview, and 2 are rejected. Similarly, these applications are come. And then if we see for recruitment analysis, the recruiting analysis, then it shows some costs, which including to hiring employees, bad hires, good hires, or something. This is information shown here that 2 applicants out of 25, 1 applicant is hired, and good bad there is no data, so all are hired applicants but no analysis for bad. And then comes costing of how much they invest on the hiring. And then comes recruitment project. I already share you that in D365 we create recruitment project. So if they are showing the analysis that for 1 recruitment project, 3 openings are for 1 consultant project, 1 opening for east, 1 opening for west, machine operator 2, all those recruitment and then position analysis. And these recruitment projects, some projects are started, some canceled, everything is shown here. And these are the applicant by projects, what applicant recruitment projects are showing. A total number of applicant projects are 14. So this is the recruitment dashboard. Then I want to share about, just a minute. Now I have a 20 minutes, so I think I have to switch back. Instead to go more detail of out of the box dashboard, I think I go to show you how to connect with the D365 for finance and operations. Then for this, I am going back to my slides and then show some technical mixture of technical and functional areas. So how to integrate with D365 for finance and operation? The ways we have to get data from D365 for finance and operations. वो क्या रास्ते हैं, वो क्या ways हैं जिनको हम यूज करते हुए data D365 से ले सकते हैं, and we make dashboards as per our requirement, or we can modify dashboards. So they have Microsoft provided, almost as per my understanding and my knowledge for that I have experienced or work, that has 4. There are multiple more, but these are the most important. OData feeds, I'm showing you. OData feeds means you have OData feeds. Then comes entity store. Then comes bring your own data, and then Excel add-on. With the help of Excel add-on, you can get data. For OData endpoints is a REST-based service, and that allow to integrate with 365 for finance and operations. Microsoft did not provide a way to directly access to their tables in the D365 tables, so they provide a mechanism that called data entities. Their advantage over data entities is that one is that is a security, nobody can access directly to the tables, and then is you can say non-normalized data. For example, if you have a sales, you want to share something on a report on the sales, and then in the system have a 2 tables, sales order and sales line. So why you have to give them a 2 data entities? Why not you create a view based on sales order and sales line? So they got a single set of data, non-normalized data, for their reports. So you have functionality to create data entities. So again, I'm going to my VM. The dashboard I already show you, this is based on data entities. So what I did, Microsoft provide some sample data or some or out of the box organization data or something. So what I did, Microsoft provide a sample Excel sheet on. So what I did, I download the sample Excel sheet from cloud, from Microsoft link. You can find this sample Excel sheet if you write on a Google that sample data for Power BI. You found the Excel sheet that is already provided by Microsoft. So what I did, I built a data entity. I built a custom table on it, and this is the table, all fields, and then I built a data entity, and this is data entity. And if you go for data entity properties, here is one property that is called is public. When you select is public, that this will be available on cloud. And with the help of data import export framework, I fetch all data into my table. And if I go to this table, this data is come from Power BI or from D365 for finance and operation data entities. So if I go here, let me for quick overview, here is the references. This is the old data feed which I shared, and if I click on it, I shared all. It relatively, when it fetch data, it's relatively slow, but when you deploy the reports and when you go on a production environment, then this screen will be not required. You already entered into your Power BI, and from there you are manipulated, or already finalized report is there. So this report, some people are asking that this screen is relatively slow, because it is connected to my local VMs, and I have very limited resources, and VM is installed on my local VM. So I want to show that, because here all possible entities in D365 for finance and operations will be shown. So these are some entities, you can search it, and around 3000 data entities are already available in D365 for finance and operations, a huge library. If you have a custom tables and if you have a custom logic, then you can build on it. So I already selected it. So that data comes from that data entity that is imported into D365 for avoiding any company data or any data confidential data. So I imported all those things, and if so here I build the dashboard. So this is the first way to connect with D365 for finance and operations. Then again, I'm going to, these are the all steps I mentioned. OData, you put URL, then you select required, and then comes the entity store. Microsoft provide a way that is near to real database, that they near to real database, fetch from near to real transactional database, to whatever the transaction happened, that goes into the our aggregated entities. There is a database separate to where the already your transactional data database. Then there is a separate, they provide a database, and after specific time it extract data and goes into that database that is used for analytical reports, and that database is not accessible to the end user, so there will be no extra cost on it. So this is the transaction database. This is screen is more explanatory. So this is a transaction database. After sometimes it job is execute in a background, and that fetch data from transactional database and fetch into the entity store, and from we can do a direct query and fetch data and design into our Power BI and design reports on it. And amazingly, this is so fast as compared to this is so fast as compared to you write a custom ETL. It is so fast that you can imagine it's very fast process. So no impact on any delay on data fetch and goes into data entities. And again, if I go to the data and my environment, if I open the database, because I'm currently working on my local VM, so this is the data entity store database, and it is very adjacent to DB data and data DW data entities. And if I go for a technical prospect, these are in AOT, these are aggregated dimensions, aggregated measures, their whole sciences behind that. You can work on it, you can understand. And this I create for this custom data entity to store. And for a functional side, or of what where you can configure it, if we go into system administrator module, and here is the entity store, where it goes entity store. These are the data entities which available and works behind the out of the box dashboards which I shared you here. And there are already, if you have properly configured VN configured environment, then these are the dashboards that on backend they are using these data entities, and you need to refresh these data entities after specific time. So for this, you have to update full refresh, and you have to select. And for example, for testing purposes, last time I refreshed this dashboard on 7/26. So I have you can schedule these dashboards, these data entities. And if you see, currently I configured on my local VM. So this is the my dashboard. I downloaded it, and from currently is pointed to my local database. So I modified it, and with the help of on-prem dashboard, I deployed into powerbi.com and downloaded into my VM. And they are connected to, these dashboards are connected with the help of on-prem connector. It connected to deployed on Power BI, and then I downloaded it. So you, in this way, you can modify it. These reports, for example, you have to first step is you have to on connect to on-prem. So any change you did in any data entity, that aggregated data entity or entity stored, that can be reflected easily on your dashboard, and then you deploy and test, and then finally those changes will be goes to production server. So this way you can connect with entity store. And more interestingly, these entity stores can be deployed on Azure Data Lake. The purpose for Azure Data Lake is possible fast retrieval of data, and then because we are unable to access the data entities directly into the because the production server we have not access for dashboard for direct access. So we sometimes there is here is an option that we can deploy these data entities to Azure Data Lake. Major purpose, what I understand, that if in real environment there are other sources than D365 for finance and operations in ecosystem. So if you want to merge some data from there, then for that reason you have to migrate or import this entity store or pointed to data entity store. Instead to install where the transactional database, you can install it separate into your data lake. Then comes BOYD. Bring your own data. I practically see one of presentation I was sitting that one company comes and they show separate their own data warehouse, and they are claiming that this data warehouse works with both Microsoft Business Central and as well as works with D365 for finance and operations. So if you have your own data warehouse, then you have certainly go for bring your own database approach that Microsoft provide you on a cloud and Azure service, where you deploy your custom data warehouse and you perform some extract, transform, and load, either with connecting with your entity store, or you are consuming the data feeds, or somehow the other, you, it's up to you. They can fetch data and update data into your data warehouse. That again, I'm saying that why we go for that, either we have to go for a third party solution, or we have a multiple data sources other than D365 for finance and operations in a practical environment or ecosystem. For that purpose we go for custom data warehouse, and sometimes we have to build data marts or small data warehouse targeting very specific area. So for that approach, we can go BOYD, or bring your own data approach. And third and last is Excel add-on. It's some kind of very low level, or specifically focus on a specific portion. So that is also based on data entity. And if you go for, again, I'm going to my environment, and okay, I have only 10 minutes, 5 minutes. This is the Excel add-on. And for Excel add-on, you first of enabling Excel add-on on your Excel environment, first of all you go to insert, and from store, and from here you mention the dynamics. If I click on it, it show me the Microsoft Dynamics Office add-on, and you can add, click on add it. And then for you have to go and enable here again Microsoft Dynamics, and from here you have to go Office integration somewhere, and here you have to initialize registered initial app registration. After that, when you go here and connect with it, you have to You have to enter the server location URL, then you have to connect with your credentials, and you will find something this. If you click on a designer, and I already connected with the same data entities I created in a previous step, show you previous step. You can add table, and here is the list of data entities are available which you want. You can select, and in this, and then you have to add some fields. For example, suppose I want to go for a customer. Let's see what will become. Okay, I'm going for a user group. Next. So these metadata and fields are already field. I have to select add, and similar way separate Excel sheet will be created. Either you, most of the end user are expert in Excel, so if you give them this opportunity, this option, then they can download this data into the Excel and manipulate on this Excel. Either they create directly reports inside the Excel on this data, or this Excel will be used as the data source for their Power BI to build their own dashboards. So Kamar, this is from all from my side. And any question, anything you have, so I can represent. So that's all from my side about D365 for finance and operation and Power BI.
Thank you so much, Ali. That was a very great, like not only the overview, but you went into the detail of many things. And I think I enjoyed your session a lot. And we are on the clock. So I'll just